My name is Spike Anderson, and I'm a rabbi here in Los Angeles at Stephen S. Wise Temple. I have to tell you that I have not stopped thinking about those families in Newtown, Connecticut all weekend. My heart goes out to them, and I am so sad, and I'm horrified, and I'm disgusted. What's most incredible to me is that this tragedy, with all of these kids and teachers dead, that this is not a one-off. This seems to be a trend in America at this point, and we have to do something about it. There are some people who are clamoring for gun control, stricter gun control. This seems like a no-brainer to me. Of course we have to do this. There are some people who are clamoring to have better health care and better access for those who are mentally ill. This seems like it's probably a good idea. There are some who are saying that the fault lies in the media and those of us who consume the media obsessively, unable to turn off our televisions, watching the horror story as it continues to unfold and unfold and unfold. The claim is that folks who would like to have infamy, to be known forever, even if they're known as a monster, rather than just as a normal person with the ups and downs of a normal person, are more likely to commit these crimes with higher blood counts and younger victims if it means that their name gets out there. So what can we do about this? I'd suggest that we look to our Torah, what our Christian neighbors call the Old Testament, for some real advice and wisdom. If you remember the story of Pharaoh, he who sought to enslave the Hebrew people, when Pharaoh was getting ramped up to do all this, he instructed his midwives to execute all of the Hebrew boys when they were born. The two head midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, whose names we still utter 3,000 years later, refused on the grounds that the command was immoral, and thus in doing so, committed the first recorded acts of civil disobedience in history. But what of Pharaoh's name? What was Pharaoh's name? And the answer is, we don't know, and we don't care. Our rabbis tell us that anybody who seeks to destroy innocence, to murder children, that we don't want to know his name. We don't care to know his name. We should not give him or anyone the satisfaction of knowing his name. And so this is my challenge to all of us, especially to those who are in the media, those who are running media stations. The challenge is, next time this happens, God forbid, but the trend says that it will happen again, don't say the name of the murderer. Just call him murderer or monster. Yes, say the names of the victims, give them the respect that they're due, but don't feed into this frenzy of people with this psychology by saying their names again and again and again. Let them die unknown. Be the first station to do this. If you explain to your viewers that you're doing this and why you're doing this, and yes, they can probably find out the murderer's name from another station, but you refuse because you refuse to feed into the frenzy. That would be a good thing. I would watch that station. I would give my loyalty to that station. And more than that, that station that would be brave enough to not say the name of the murderer and not feed into it might start a trend amongst other stations. And perhaps we can stem the tide. These things is something that we must do. We have to do it. We can't wait. We have to do it now. Please do so. Kenya Ratzon, may it be God's will.